What's up, guys? Welcome to another edition, episode 17 of Under Corestruction. Today we're going to be walking through all of the changes that just took place at the Mooresville CrossFit Coliseum during the expansion. So we had the opportunity to take over an additional unit next to our downstairs Hypodium powerlifting area. We're standing in that unit right now. So before we took it over, it was like an Airbnb staging area. So there was like an old kitchen in here, and they would hold linens and all sorts of things in here. So what our plan was to gut the entire inside of that, keep a portion of it for a posing room, and punch a hole in the wall to connect it to the stairs that we built upstairs. So I'm gonna walk you through everything that kind of went on here, and I can talk you through that process. So all this powerlifting stuff here used to be next door. So one of the big complaints that we had is that things were not drilled into the ground. So if you had heavy weights, basically the frame could shift a little bit. So this time we bolted all the squat racks and the deadlift platforms to the ground, so all the power lifters can attach their bands now, and it's just a much better experience. So we basically took all the powerlifting, the 4 squat racks, the 4 deadlift platforms, the 2 combo racks, and the fat bench here, and we moved it over. Now, in this process, obviously, we had Jesse come through. So after the demo and the priming of the walls, he painted some amazing murals. He surprised us with this Jesus carrying a cross, which was awesome. We have the Crush It on the wall here, and then a couple scenes that I was hoping for. This is, the gladiator scene. This is an upgraded version of the pit up in Statesville. So as you can see, Jesse over the years has gotten better and better, and this is some of his best work he's ever done. And then obviously this is awesome. This is David slaying Goliath. So this was actually a pretty simple build out. All we had to do was do some demo, paint the walls, lay the flooring. So the team came in, and as usual, we laid the floor ourselves. The guys worked really hard at this. Now this right here behind this wall is a really cool addition. And we were fortunate enough that this wall was actually already here. And even our little hobbit door, it's a great touch, our hobbit door, this leads you into the much requested posing room. So adjustable lights on here, an amazing posing room, mirrors all around. We got a Crush It logo over here that Jesse painted, so when you're taking selfies, you get the Crush It logo in the background. And then here we have Arnold. So Arnold is the classic poser, right? And so a lot of gyms have pictures of like Kai Green and Arnold and Jay and Dana Lynn Bailey and all these bodybuilders on the wall. And I feel like it's a little played out. So I didn't want just bodybuilders on our wall. So we had to do Arnold, an ode to Arnold, the original poser, in Conan the Barbarian style, which fits the Coliseum much better. We also have these mirrors, which actually need washed a little bit, clean. These are our tilted mirrors so that when you're hitting a back pose, you can see your back in the mirror. Really awesome addition. The lighting is incredible in here as well. All right, and now we're gonna move back into the Hypodium, which was the original space here. We had to bust this hole in the wall. Hey, look, somebody left us a piece of tape there when we were painting. We had to bust this hole in the wall here. So this was the connected to so that we could also get access upstairs. So as you come in here, we basically moved our entire dumbbell section down here. So upstairs, people dropping 150-pound dumbbells, 200-pound dumbbells. The whole building shook a little bit. So a much sturdier platform. We moved all these tiles down here, so they laid these in by hand, and then we glued the transition on here. So we have 2 sets of dumbbells up to 100, and then we also have the 100 to 200, obviously, for the big boys. Also in the basement, we had a little extra room, so we put another dual stack in here. So this is the second one. We have another one upstairs, some free weights. Actually, what's gonna be going here is an old school Flex Fitness refurbished 4 stack. So it's gonna have a push down, a pull down, a row. So another basically cable system will go right here, which is coming in soon. And then we have the old school Cybex Smith machine down here and a couple other little free weights. So a lot more space, basically making a lot more room for growth here at CrossFit Coliseum Mooresville. Now we're gonna go back upstairs because obviously bringing all this stuff downstairs created a lot more space for toys and other goodies upstairs. Let's go. All right, so there were basically 3 stages to this build out, the expansion here. So the first was moving the powerlifting over to the new section, building out the posing room. The second was bringing all of the dumbbells from upstairs here downstairs to create a lot more space. And third was basically rearranging, spreading out all this equipment, and we brought in 6 new machines upstairs, so we'll walk through that. First, let's go back over to this area here. So this is where the dumbbells were. So if you can remember this whole area here, you can kind of see it. You can see a little bit of glue. This was the transition to the dumbbell area. Props to Matt Skirky, the GOAT, for getting on his hands and knees and scraping that off with an oscillating tool. I think it took him about 6 hours to do the whole trim, but basically it saved us from having to cut out the floor and replace it here. So what we did is we took all our shoulders, so we have shoulders here, and then down that first aisle there, and all our arms here. So basically we made a separate shoulders and arms area. Next, what we did is we basically added a bunch of new back machines. So we have 4 new back machines that we added from MegaMass, and this whole center section here is really the back. Really, this is one of the best back sections in the country, if I do say so myself. So a couple pieces that we added. So this is the MegaMass unilateral 45-degree row. Really cool thing about this is you can do chest supported, or you can pull this out and then do it without the chest support. So awesome piece. The one thing about the MegaMass pieces is they're super sturdy and super smooth. Next, this is a favorite that a lot of people you see on Instagram, internet are using these days, and you almost think it's a gimmick, but it's actually an awesome piece because it's a very low profile, small space, doesn't take up a lot of room. This is the linear T-bar row. You can load this sucker up. It's awesome back contraction, has adjustable foot pad. So that's the second back piece we brought in. And then we have the linear MegaMass row here. Another super smooth piece that a lot of people really haven't seen a whole lot and are not that familiar with, but we search out for the best equipment, and this is definitely one of the best back pieces I've used. And then finally, this is the MegaMass version of the Explode pull down. And I'll be honest with you, I love the old school Nautilus Explode pull down. We have one in Statesville. I actually enjoy this better. I think it's smoother and I think it's sturdier. So another great addition. And then by moving our back all through the middle here, we opened up some more room here for some of our chest pieces. This is another new piece that we brought in. This is the MegaMass linear row. And then as we opened up the space by getting rid of the dumbbells, we created a lot more space for legs because it was really crammed in here. We have so much equipment, and really, I think we're in about 13,000 square feet now, when really I could probably fit this equipment in 25,000 square feet and it would still look full. So coming through here, basically we took all these seated hamstring curls, leg extensions, and moved them to this first row that used to be back. And then we added one additional piece here for legs. We're gonna do a little bit more rearranging here, but this is the all new, this is the glute builder. This is a fan favorite, mostly with women, I'll be honest with you. I do love the machine as well. Most guys neglect hip thrust when they shouldn't, but this is the new glute builder hip thrust machine. It's awesome. It's kind of like a Smith machine built in with the like the Nautilus glute drive here. Awesome piece for building glutes, posterior chain. So those are the 6 new pieces we brought in addition to the cable downstairs and the additional 4 stack. We created a lot more space. And honestly, I'm already eyeing a couple holes where I could put a couple more things in here. I have a couple other leg pieces that we'll probably bring in, but that's a wrap. The guys worked really hard on this. It probably took us, we got access to the space January 1st. It is now March 1st. So all this was done in less than 2 months. The guys crushed it. I appreciate them so much, and I appreciate you guys. Keep crushing it.